right?
Yeah.
You are doing now.
Yeah.
But in street, this is how it works. If they issue out from inventory, they can pick against work order. Police shop can pick.
Yeah.
But they issue out of inventory.
There is only one thing, na? When you pick it out, automatically it will. If they have serial number, they can.
Okay, so that's the key. All right. Yeah. They're still gonna pick that serial number issue, right?
So only scan,
they can do that.
Yep.
Even on that number also, they can.
do.
And do you do packing also?
Yeah.
So you have enabled the shipment packing functionality?
That case, then this should be linked to your
Quality.
Only,
How that
yes,
one-
that number, it will be
only
reaching.
the COP will make.
No, it will be. But right now MTS, future it's gonna be fusion, I think. So. I don't know how long IT can help me. It's all about instead of the. Talking about the MTS. Yeah, getting out of not material. Quality. Imperium one.
Okay.
So that is what you're talking about.
Yeah, the material tracing system, right?
Yes, it does. But future, probably we are thinking about going with Oracle. Under quality documentation. Right now, we are using a third-party software to create all the data packs. Oracle.
And then you have integration with them.
Yes,
They have integration.
but because EBS, we didn't implement the quality model. But in Fusion, we are going with the quality model. So probably down the line, 6 months, maybe a year, you will do everything through Fusion. All the quality documentation, COCs, package. Yeah, that's great.
So, so you've got this packing shipment also process now? Enabled?
Packing, yes.
Hmm.
But
When I say packing, this is like in packing units. It's like packing in boxes
Yes.
and cartons. Okay.
good packing. We have our own, even trading shop.
And have you enabled this in Fusion also?
That is required separate enable on the.
Packing.
Yeah.
How?
So you have an item, you have a packing unit for it. So typically I can pack this item in boxes, one box into another box, a box into a carton. So that's more of a configuration which is done in Oracle side. And then in Flexi also.
It's within the
Within the
within the standard
standard.
configuration.
We'll discuss
It's like
that.
packing shipment.
Yeah. Add it as a comment. Let's check. Okay.
I can show you here based on our.
Where this packing module comes on in Fusion.
This is actually is part of the automatic part of shipments.
So you will see, for example, how. I mean,
But they are
how many
actually-
packets?
Sorry. Because the shipments actually, it's totally the exports. They are not actually into the warehousing part where they are going to accumulate cubic meters and all those kind of things. It's a long bars. The product is totally different. So they don't actually ship into that terms actually from where you are asking.
Okay.
Yeah, everything. Wait.
It is totally different kind of packing terms and the conditions.
Actually, that packing is also one more. There's one thing called as packing workbench. So it's like got packing instruction.
Then yes, then you can say about that. But the particular configuration, because that comes with the box units and their weights and their measurements, that doesn't work over here.
Okay, yeah, right.
But how, I mean, you can see it, how that will be,
I'll show
what
you.
information will it display?
I'll show you.
You do some tips.
Oh, yeah.
In EBS, are you doing something?
Kids.
We do kits, yeah. The spare parts when we supply.
Okay.
Like, say,
Generate.
like this is an order, okay? Now
Okay.
you have these packing units defined in the system. I mean, you have a large box, a small box. These are like your container item. So basically, your first thing is the item has to be configured as a container item in product management. Okay. Then you define your packing units. Okay. Your weight, the
The problem is our packing
You don't
is
follow-
not always standard.
It's not done.
It's not standard. Every single shipment has a different size, different weight. Even the same part number, right? It just depends how many. When we pack it, it just depends how many we put in that box. Right? Sometimes we put 2, sometimes 10. It's a totally customized. That's maybe reason why we are not using. We will check.
Yeah, you can. You have to take whatever fits in standard. You can. So along with packing, there's unpacking also. Like say you packed and then you want to unassign it from the packing unit from the box or anything. You can do it unpack shipment also. Then shipment inquiry is like looking at the status of your shipment, whether it's in process or it's already shipped out, closed.
Most probably we will say close because that's what I said. Most of the shipments, once they collected,
It's immediately
it's done for us.
We have Kanban. Kanban is custom solution that we built. Because Kanban isn't there on Fusion, so
We have, but we don't use it efficiently.
so actually as of today, Oracle does not have it in Fusion. It's there in EBS. So we tried to build a similar EBS solution.
We used for some kind of this, but again, we cover most of this in a min-max.
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
Actually, this is a very large process. Actually,
Exactly.
Kanban. Yeah.
And it is a partially a manual process. That's why somebody has to drop the card every time.
Correct.
So that's why we don't use it efficient. But as I said, we cover that mostly in the min-max. But anything we may need, of course.
So this is those basic screens like a full sequence, Kanban card, and then a Kanban preparation. So I'll just skip this for now. In future, if at all there's anything, I'll move into manufacturing.
Yeah. It's done with it.
Yeah, inventory. Any process that you feel has been. So today is just a standard introduction about the application. Tomorrow onwards, we'll go module by module. So every screen I'll pause, every field we'll take your inputs, any changes, anything that you see is extra or anything to be reduced. That will be screen by screen in detail. Today is just because before we start with the requirement gathering, first you should just have a high level of how the application looks like. So tomorrow you have some understanding of the application.
Time we are starting tomorrow.
You can let us know anything.
Right. Same like for. Yeah, right. But if you guys want 8 or 8, gonna have this one for a week on the modules, right? So what do you got? 8 or 8? That one starts at 8:30, right? So 8:30. We will follow the number of hours given on the agenda.
Yeah, 3 hours. Yeah. I think that will be sufficient.
Yeah. We will try to restrict one session per day.
That's what. So tomorrow 3 hours inventory.
Exactly.
Then Wednesday, Thursday,
Because I have other thing.
No problem.
Right.
That's why what we've done is we have set 8 hours for all 3 modules.
Yeah, 8:30. 8:30 okay for you guys to reach here?
No problem.
Okay. Alright, anything on inventory you guys need to ask or you'll cover at 48? So manufacturing. But by the way, Niklesh, I have assigned, well, as I said, we have introduced one here.
Yeah, you're right.
Between, he is a soft role supervisor, right? He's gonna lead this with collection, anything they need. But I mean, Joseph sit there, anything he has inputs, he work with what he can do all that. And of course, if required, we work together on this through IT or we communicate directly, right?
Okay.
When it comes to more technical, and again, I think this gentleman, I forget his name.
What's that?
What's that? So he has assigned as a project manager from IT side, okay?
Okay.
So technical people and IT, we coordinate through them mostly, and that's how I would like to lead this, otherwise there will be a breakdown.
Yeah. No.
At any time, if you need it, of course, as I say, Joseph is a good hand to discuss more in detail about inventory transaction, any transaction he knows, but again, he's always busy with something else. So I will assign it to GP until we finish it. And anything we need a coordination or technical. Right.
So first level, any
I would.
business process would
these
be
two
Javed.
gentlemen.
Technically, I will.
Yes.
Yeah.
And well, technical, when I say that business technical, yes. And kind of a software or IT or anything, this gentleman, okay. And anything you need, you just keep both of us in.
So first level will be there.
Yes.
If at all anything later,
Yes.
yes.
And what I will do, maybe 30 minutes every day, if we require only. Catch up with Oracle just to align if there's any comments or anything. Okay.
Yeah, certain things where we need
Yes.
their feedback or.
Okay.
As far as my suggestion is, I would recommend tell them instead of asking, because they are in different way of working. As far as I have seen my experience, so we have to tell them what we're looking for. Right?
Okay.
Talk to Amandeep and as I say, you guys understand this process much better than what I have from Oracle. So I would recommend we discuss and we ask them what we do.
Okay.
And we will get it. Yeah, go ahead with the manufacturing.
Manufacturing. So under manufacturing, I'll first walk through the screen, then I'll open one by one. So we've got material issue, material return. This is like without a pick slip. So it's directly issuing the materials, be it part of the BOM or outside the BOM also, to the work order. So it will be a real-time addition of materials to the work order. So this typically is accessed directly by the inventory guys. Sorry, by the manufacturing guys, because this comes under the manufacturing module, so inventory folks will not have any access to this. But
The material issue, right, might have inventory transaction.
We should not be using this in manufacturing. Manufacturing should use the material.
correct. That's what, see, if you're using an inventory, then it's through the pick slip.
Yeah.
If this one is basically, I'll just show you. So under manufacturing, like under the work execution rate, we've got so there's material transactions. This is under manufacturing module itself. Through inventory, we have the pick slip approach, which we just saw earlier. This is for any process where without an inventory involvement, you're directly consuming the material from the
That material belongs to inventory, right? They are.
belongs to inventory.
Question there
No,
is.
yeah.
What if I follow this process, is it gonna affect my inventory?
It will reduce your stock.
So I'm saying is, it will be considered as my inventory transaction.
Yes.
It works, right?
It's the same
We
thing.
don't need a fixed rate in that case.
No, it works, but who will be responsible?
Yeah, we will, of course, we will.
Yeah, that comes into question as to who is.
Yes.
Yeah,
That should be this.
it's more of an authorized way of doing it actually.
Majesh or somebody, but we will have
Yeah, you
access.
can go through.
Access to this.
But in a controlled manner.
Yes.
Correct.
We were, initially when you said that this is something needed different, because I thought it's not gonna affect my,
No,
it's the same, right? Either a
It's
fixed
just a
rate,
direct way of doing it.
same process, whatever I do through fixed rate, I can
Correct.
issue directly,
Correct.
but the module is in a manufacturing.
Exactly. Correct. So the only difference is the transaction type. When you do it through a pick slip, it's termed as a work in process material issue. When you do it directly from manufacturing, it's called as a material issue. That's it. So it's just a transaction type and the way of doing it. But in the end, your on hand will get affected in both the cases. Same as material return. So return is like, this is an advantage to return because now say if you have even followed the pick slip approach, you have consumed from the inventory. Now there will be cases where there's something excess lying in my shop floor and I want to give it back to the inventory. In that case, you can use a material return, which is helpful to send back to the stock.
Against the work order or
From the work order,
transacted through the work order.
through the work order back to the inventory.
Okay.
Work order completion is a normal step-by-step, operation by operation completion. Orderless
So when you say work order completion, that is more transaction.
transaction from one
So
operation to
it's
another.
not a work order completion.
Yeah.
It's a more transaction.
Actually, in EBS you had separate steps, but in Fusion it's like one thing called as review dispatch list, where you have the move operation and completion is all clubbed into one. Yeah.
So that's when all this work order process scanning, start, stop, everything comes
Correct.
there, right? And then final moving into inventory also will be there.
Will be same. All in one. Yeah. Orderless completion, I'm not sure if you're using it. This is like
What is that?
this is producing finished good without work order, without any work definition, without any work definition.
We don't use orderless,
No, there is an option in the EBS also.
but we don't use, right?
We don't use, we increase the one.
See, even if you have something or when we consider orderless, it is a sales orderless. That's what we always say. We do a sale without sales order, there is a work order, right? That's also we cover through a work order. There is nothing we do in this facility mostly. I can say maybe reduce 0.1%, nothing against, I mean, like without a work order. Everything is process flow.
Okay.
Either standard or not standard.
Go on, sir.
What's the benefit of it?
This is that. I mean, like as you mentioned, like there's something in excess that you are producing. There are two ways doing. Either you go change the work order quantity, or
You make a smaller rings, right? In one particular tube, you got 2 extra. With this facility, you can do that 2 extra.
Inventory.
Yes. That is there in EBS also, but currently what we are doing is, we change the work order quantity. Then
Oh,
again,
yes, good, okay. So, but when I do this, all that, the related documents goes along with that?
no,
this is no
That's
doubt.
the problem, right?
or related.
This is like a miscellaneous transaction.
Then we need to create the serial number of the.
I probably don't use it, but it's fine, good to know.
Operation return, as I mentioned, you moved from say operation 10 to 20.
Reverse,
You want to come back from 20 to 10. You can do that through operation return. Start stop, as I mentioned, it's a custom solution. That start stop is there in Oracle as a standard. But that's just to record the efficiency of when I started, when I stopped. The customization done here is to update the hours between the start and stop automatically to the work order.
so that is the requirement as well, right?
It is better.
Yeah.
You don't have to go.
You don't have to
So
manually.
you guys did additional to Oracle something. Right?
Yeah.
And you have so how it works is having some standard barcodes to start and
No,
post
it's
the
a
work order
work order number.
against the employee, right?
Yes. So you can so it's a logged in user basically. Whoever is logged in. When you get into the screen,
What is that customization you guys did on this? Because it's already a standard in the Oracle for us.
yeah,
right?
I'll tell you customization is we have we are updating the hours. See, in Oracle, what happens is you can start and stop an operation. Okay, so all those start stop entries are recorded against the work order. So at the end, when you pull out a report, you will know, okay, these many hours I've spent. Okay, but the additional thing we're doing is that hours that has been spent, we are automatically updating against the resource on that work order operation. So the resource hours are also updated.
So additional to capturing the absorption hours, there is efficiency kind of calculation, right?
Correct.
Suppose if any downtime is there.
Yeah. Yeah. This was exactly what one of our existing customer also asked for. So when they stop, okay, there is a reason LOV that we populate. Whether it's a scheduled, I mean, it's a scheduled stop time or it's a downtime due to any machine
So
interruption.
let me ask you this. Is this one gonna avoid me entering a manual production sheet? Right?
That is the purpose.
Yeah, so we can.
This whole thing, I'll give the customer name also precision. They had a similar production sheet with them. As of today, they don't use it.
What